Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News and Rumors. I'm your host, Mr. Brandon Hodge. This video is brought to you by SeatGeek. If you guys are looking for tickets for any event in the entire world, just use my last name, code Hodge, and save yourselves $20 freaking. As we're back to another episode, I am still a little sniffly, a little sick. I'm getting better, but I still sound a little weird, so my apologies about that. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and jump into this juicy episode because we have a lot of juicy things to talk about. So we're going to jump in. First news story time. First news story is actually going to be about Paige. So Paige is still doing the Twitch thing, I guess, and she's basically said her contract with the WWE expires in June of 2022, so it's less than a year away, and she is wanting to return to wrestling as soon as possible. Now, as to return to wrestling, I don't know what she means. I don't know if she means she's actually wanting to get back into the ring, which I know that's what she really wants, but is she able to do it? I mean, she has a very bad neck issue, so hopefully she can get cleared. I mean, I'd love to see Paige return to the ring. It's been a while since we've seen her wrestle. That would be absolutely wonderful, but I don't know. If she does return inside of wrestling, I don't believe it's going to be for the WWE, because WWE is always so worried about things, you know, they're clearing people. They're more strict on it than other companies or whatever. You think she'd be able to sign a waiver if she just wanted to do that, if it was safe or whatever. But who knows what Paige means by a return to wrestling, but she's wanting to return to wrestling as soon as possible, and she says her contract expires with the WWE in June of 2022. Alright, the next news story is about the Broken Skull Sessions with Stone Cold Steve Austin. So Stone Cold Steve Austin does his podcast show for, the Peacock show, whatever. Used to be on WWE Network or whatever. The Broken Skull Sessions. His next guest is actually none other than freaking John Cena. So John Cena's gonna be on the Broken Skull Sessions. I'm very, very excited for that. I love Cena. I love that he came back for a little while and actually had wrestling matches. It was just wonderful. But Cena is going to be on the Broken Skull Sessions, I guess. I have no idea on a timetable for this. I would imagine within the next month or so we may see it pop up. But John Cena is the next guest on the Stone Cold Steve Austin Broken Skull Sessions show, I guess. So guys, that was actually the only few confirmed news stories I had to talk to you guys about today. But don't you dare go nowhere, guys, because things are about to get good here. Things are, in fact, about to get a little juicy. So I'd go and suggest you guys go get your juice boxes out, get your juice box ready, because it is now time to talk about some juicy rumors. So the first rumor is going to be about the Crown Jewel pay-per-view. Yes, it's actually happening. WWE is going back to the wonderful place of Saudi Arabia. Actually, next month, well, it's pretty much next month. I consider today is kind of already September, even though we got one more day of August left. But in October, they're actually heading over to Saudi Arabia to do the Crown Jewel pay-per-view, I guess. I guess it's gonna be Crown Jewel. I don't guess they're doing like a different name for it or whatever, or calling it like the Super Showdown or whatever the hell they called it before. But basically, one of the matches we already know that's happening over there is actually gonna be a rematch between Bobby Lashley and Goldberg. I would imagine it's gonna be the WWE Championship. I heard Goldberg only has one match left on his WWE contract. I guess that's this match, unless they're talking one more match after this match. So we'll just have to wait and see. And of course, he can always sign a new deal to add more matches. But Goldberg, Lashley are going to continue the story over in Saudi Arabia, it looks like. And Goldberg doesn't really have the greatest history in Saudi Arabia. I wish the guy the best of luck. Okay, I do. I do wish the guy the best of luck. I get he wants to be in the ring to show his son what he used to be, or he can see in person, or have the experience or whatever. I heard his son's not really a wrestling fan, doesn't really like wrestling, kind of thinks it's dumb or whatever. But I don't know. I don't want to get the whole Goldberg debacle or the Oldberg, whatever people want to call the guy. He at least is trying. At least he's trying. Apparently in Saudi Arabia, we're going to have Lashley versus Goldberg rematch for the WWE Championship. All right, the next rumor is going to be about Keith Lee. So Keith Lee is someone that WWE powers be, Mr. McMahon is not the biggest fan of. It's just something missing, and I get that. And apparently right now they're working on a brand new character for Keith Lee, because we don't want Keith Lee to end up in a position where he's going to be like, I'm going to be fired, I'm going to have to be released because WWE has too many people and I'm being overlooked or whatever. So they want to do something to make the guy stand out, come up with a new gimmick, something comes with a new character, make the guy stand out, make him look like $1 million. So hopefully it works out for him. If not, it's a little iffy, and he might be better off in another company. But, as long as he can make the same amount of money or more money and we start with another company, I don't really see a big, huge problem with it. It's just whatever the Keith Lee wants with his life or whatever. All right, the next rumor is going to be about the Yes Man, Mr. Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan is a former WWE wrestler. That sounds very odd to say, but he is no longer signed with the WWE. He has no active contract. They've tried to give the guy new contracts. He does not want them. There's been a lot of rumors that he is signed with All Elite Wrestling, AEW, just like, the brand new return shock to the world, CM Punk. He's a wrestler. I'm just in shock still. His first match is going to be at All Out. And apparently, And All Out is actually when Daniel Bryan is going to be debuting in All Elite Wrestling in Chicago. So it's very, very exciting news. Apparently, the plan was to have Daniel Bryan like show up at that big show they're doing in New York City in September, but apparently there's some like some maybe pandemic problems that might affect the show, so they're not going to risk it. They're going to have Daniel Bryan go ahead and debut in Chicago. So that's the current plan. Daniel Bryan, Chicago, same night CM Punk has his match. It's just going to be freaking wonderful. The place is going to be on fire. Chicago, Illinois. I cannot wait to watch that pay-per-view, and it's just going to be wonderful. But apparently, yeah, Daniel Bryan, former WWE superstar, will be debuting in AEW, like, literally this weekend, I guess. And the next rumor is about Miss Sasha Banks. So Sasha Banks was supposed to have a match at SummerSlam, but she got injured. She was actually supposed to have a match at the Charlotte show, which I'm wearing the shirt from when I was there. If you haven't seen the vlog, check it out. Check out all the vlogs. SummerSlam, I went to SummerSlam, if you guys don't know. Check out the vlogs from when I went to SummerSlam. I went alien hunting. I went to the Charlotte show. All kinds of vlogs, if you guys haven't seen them. But basically, Sasha Banks was not able to wrestle at the Charlotte show. She was not able to wrestle at SummerSlam. She's having some kind of injury or medical problem or whatever. But apparently, she is supposed to be cleared September-ish, sometime in September, which is literally, you know, it's pretty much September now. So in a few weeks, she'll be back. So it's nothing major. WWE are crossing their fingers and hoping Sasha's going to be cleared for the September 10th. I have it written down here. September 10th episode of SmackDown, because it's a very, very big SmackDown. It's like a, if you will, it's a super SmackDown or whatever, and it's taking place in Madison Square Garden. So they want her back for that, and hopefully she will be, but she's scheduled, you know, within a few weeks, Sasha Banks will be back wrestling again in the WWE. Alright, so this is the fun news story, this is the fun rumor, this is the final thing I'll be talking about inside of this episode of WWE News with Rumors. It is about none other than The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So Dwayne The Rock Johnson, there's been a lot of rumors about the guy returning to, you know, feud, have a match with his actual cousin, Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns is the current Universal Champion. I guess now, like yesterday marked like 365 days since Roman's been the Universal Champion. I don't know who's going to be the guy. Cena's came back, he didn't beat him, obviously couldn't because he came back to Hollywood. Rock's going to come back. I don't know if Roman's going to be champion then, but I don't think Rock's going to win the title because he can't be there. He has to go back to Hollywood. So he's going to be an active wrestler person. So maybe Lesnar, but then there's rumors Lesnar's getting drafted to Raw. So it's just a cluster mess. We're just going to have to figure out who's taking the title off Roman, or maybe he's just going to keep it forever. Who really knows here? But apparently The Rock, there's been rumors for a while, it's going to be WrestleMania 38, next year's WrestleMania. We're going to have The Rock versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship in the main event of WrestleMania, but apparently The Rock's schedule is just not going to allow that. If not 38, he's definitely going to be 39. So right now, the scheduling, it looks like Rock's going to be more WrestleMania 39. It's a WrestleMania Hollywood. It would fit with the theme instead of doing it in Texas or whatever. Just The Rock. The way is, the movies take so long to film, and The Rock's booked for so many different things all the time. Like, his schedule is completely booked up. Like, every day of his life for, like, the next 2 years is, like, booked up. So hopefully WrestleMania 39, he can make an appearance. He can have a match, and they can build something. But that's the current plan. WrestleMania 38 just doesn't look like it's going to line up with The Rock's schedule. But who knows? Anything can happen in the world of wrestling. We will just have to wait and see. So there you guys have it. That's going to do it for this episode of WWE News and Rumors. I'm kind of sick, so hopefully you guys still found this episode enjoyable nonetheless. Right now on screen, I will leave a link to 2 previous videos for you guys to check out, as well as a button to subscribe to the channel if you're brand new here. But I am Brandon Madge, and I will see you guys in the next video.